And welcome. I always like to check that we are live and that things are happening out there. I hope you're all good, keeping well wherever you may be in the world. How are you, Robert? You okay?
I'm good, and I hope that everybody's having a terrific week as we go forward into the weekend. Everybody's going to let their hair down or keep building sites, I hope. But yeah, it's been a real rocket ship lately on getting stuff done. So much progress has been made, and really looking so exciting. It's becoming very exciting because you can see the light through the trees now of how close these things are to all coming together that we've been working on for a long time.
I know we've worked so hard on everything that's been coming together. It's been a bit crazy. What we've been doing. I'm just making notifications going out to the groups, Robert. So is there anything you need to update people on?
If you are not part of DFY Magic Themes yet, keep a real close watch on what's going on, because we're building mass page websites in minutes. And then the amount of effort that you have to put in after that is minimal, is what I'm going to say. Is there effort? Yes. You have to do some work after you do the initial build, because we can't know everything that you want to have in the website, like phone numbers, names of companies, addresses, things like that. Picking locations, that's specific to what you want to do, as well as your domain name. But we go through all of this in the Inner Circle training, step by step, no fluff, make it simple, push this, do that, go there, and sites built. We have just now recreated the process of the build to make it even simpler, so that you will have to watch the training. You will have to go through the steps one or two times, because things have changed, but for the better. And once this gets mastered, you guys are going to be building sites faster than ever before.
Everyone in.
Hello, everybody.
How's everyone doing? All right? Good. Lots of exciting things have been happening. It's been a busy old week, and so we're getting there. We're getting there. And have you seen Lynn? Have you seen the new members area? How it's looking?
Yeah, I have.
What do you think?
I think it looks really nice.
Yeah,
really easy to follow.
Well, we wanted to make it easier, and so and once we'll give a few more moments, because tonight we're live an hour earlier for those in the UK. We nerd about whether to go with London time or Eastern Standard Time, and a few people said to me the standard now really is Eastern Standard Time. So until the start of April, we're going to be an hour early for a few weeks on the Sunday, but it means we finish earlier, and we're not staying on for 2 hours, Robert.
We never finish earlier.
So it might have thrown a few people off scent tonight, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if some of the other UK people join us. If not, it's going to be an easier night, and we can all go home early. But we wanted to run through in a minute the new install to make sure everyone's aware of how to do this now, because it has changed. But all the training now is a lot easier in the members area.
So Lynn, not to pick on you, but because you were in the new members area, did the tabs help, or did it take a minute?
No, my excuse is I was working at the same time. So I was trying to work.
I'm asking, were things easy to find?
Yes, very easy.
Is it a lot easier than before?
Hosting versus Inner Circle versus, because we have to separate things, because people are going to be buying into different parts. Some want the hosting, some don't want the hosting. Some already have their own hosting.
Mm.
So we had to kind of come up with a new way to look at this, because if you already have your own hosting, or you have your own servers and you do your own hosting, you don't need our hosting. But we just wanted to make it as simple that it becomes almost like a la carte, where you pick what you need and you pick what you use. And then in the future, we'll be able to separate things easier going forward. But that being said, we will never, ever be able to support other hosting companies the way that we can support our own hosting. That's one thing I want to make really clear to everybody.
We've gone and tested the themes now, and they work on multiple different hosting companies. But if you have an upload issue with your own host, we can't help you with that. That is something that you have to take up with your own hosting company. But where these weren't installing properly with Magic Page plugin hosting and the original Lead Gen Magic hosting, and also the new DFY hosting, it's working across all of those now this way. It's working on GoDaddy hosting. There's a few others that I tested it on as well over the last week or so. It's been a bit mad, really, doing all this testing. And so this is the new members area, and so we've tied it up with a welcome start here section. We're going to re-record some of those videos. Inner circle training, the hosting, the toolbox has all sort of the stock media stuff in it. I'm going to show you
all the free goodies, as well as
so it's got the free ranker. As a member of the inner circle, you get access to this, access to the stock media, discount on Exargio, and all the lead simplified trainings now in here as well. So we've really worked hard to get that right. And then of course we've moved all the training in with the download. So you'll watch this video first. If you haven't got Magic Page plugin, you can get it there. Then the theme download, which is WP Vivid, and we'll play the video from this in a minute. How to install the theme. So go and watch it if you're doing installs now, because it's changed to the original one. And then basically it just works its way through the Magic Page plugin license and location setup, using the form, other Magic Page settings, minifying your site and backing up your site. So it's and that's in every single one. The reason we've done it this way is if someone came in the future and bought just one theme, the training is with the theme for that particular theme. So hopefully we've simplified it in a much tidier and neater way for everybody, and hopefully you can find your way around the members area a lot easier. So
I also want to say right there that the one curveball that's going to get everybody is, if they just created a fresh install of WordPress, they created it with a username and password of their own. And then when they, the next step beyond that, which you're going to show in the video in a minute, is you do the WP Vivid restore, which is uploading the file now and then restoring it. But when that happens, it doesn't care what your username and password was on the fresh install of WordPress. So that's where the training comes in, and you have to use the username and password supplied that goes with the restore first.
Yeah.
And that's going to trip some people up, because it would trip me up, because I just created this and it has this username and this password. Why am I putting something in different? Well, the reason is the restore cleared out everything and reset it. So you have to go through those few steps, and we want feedback from everybody. If anything is confusing, or it is set you back in your thoughts, let us know so that we can clarify. But I think if you go through it one or two times, it's a matter of you don't have to go watch the training anymore after that. What do you think, Lynn?
Oh, unmute yourself, Lynn.
She's very quiet.
No, No, it's very clear, but I was working as well. So I was on my laptop and trying to do, and so I missed that bit, and I sent in a support ticket, and Bob, you explained. So I went back.
That's why we're here, because originally you'd install WordPress, then you'd put Magic Page plugin in, and then you do the theme install. Now it's put WordPress on, don't install anything else apart from the WP Vivid program. And then, and as you'll see in the video in a minute, I'm going to play, that you just do the install, and then you log in as that user that we supplied you, and then you change it back to your own. And once you get your head around it, it's a lot easier. And I'm loving the excitement in the group, Lynn, of what you've shared with where your site's ranking. See, superstar, you see, and that and the thing is, it's not. Once you get your head around it, it gets easier and easier and easier. And yes, these take a little while to rank, and Google's an unknown entity, but the end result is that they start going up, and up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share this video. Go and find it. So it takes a moment to load up. Where's it to? Right. Hopefully everyone can see this coming up now. I'll just press play so I can see. Can everyone see that screen all right?
We see it now.
Yeah, cool. But I'm going to play this video through, and this is now this is how we now install them every single time. In this training session, we're going to install the electrician site. So with a blank WordPress install, you want to go to Plugins, Add New, do a search for WP Vivid, and this is the one we want. Install now. Click Activate, come down to Upload, and from your members area, you'll have the WP Vivid file. Select it and open it, click Upload. Now, this will take a little while to run, but when it's completed, it'll say the upload has completed. Click OK. Next, click Restore and hit Restore again. Click OK. This will completely overwrite the site. So if you're putting this onto a non-blank WordPress install, it will wipe it over, but you're better off with a fresh install of WordPress to make sure the database is completely clear. When it's finished, it will say Finished. And then we can come back into Settings, check your permalinks. It'll ask you to log back in, and we'll ask you to use the default logins as per the training. On your members area, it will show you what the logins are, username and password. Post name is correct, click Save Changes. Next, we want to come into Users, All Users, and we want to add a new username in here. So we click Add New. So you'll create your new user and make sure you save the password you've created. Set them to administrator, click Add New User. Next, come back in to the top here, log out. Log in as a new user. Next, go to Users, All Users. And we want to remove the default one, so we can hit delete, and we'll take it to tribal content to your new user. When that is done, we want to come into Magic Page and check that we can enter our key, and you want to enter your key in there, and then carry on with the rest of the Magic Page training videos. The only final thing left to do in here is to come to Settings and General, and update the administrator email in here, and come down and click Save Changes. It'll ask you to verify it, so you have to go to your email account and verify it. But after you've done that, that is this process all set up for you. To check it's completed, go and visit the site and scroll down, and if you've got the content here, everything is set up. The only thing left to do is add your location and fill in the magic form in the members area to complete the data on the site build. Hopefully
So
that's
the really exciting part is the older builds don't have it at the moment. I don't know that we're going to go back and try to work with those or not. We might just rebuild on top of the new platform. But the way that they're going to be set up is that administrative email will automatically have the opt-in forms to email directly to that admin email that you put in there. So the actual forms will be working out of the box.
I'll let you know a little secret, Robert. I think I went through all the sites and added the WP Forms plugin to the build.
Look at you, you've been busy. I didn't even know you did that.
So there's a little bit of training that I've got to get recorded this week, and that's going to be the bit showing you when you fill in the magic form, you need to go to WP Forms and grab the short code, and you paste that into the magic form where, in the members area, instead of putting in the Lead Simplify web form, you put in the short code, and it uploads to the site.
So the site's becoming more flexible that if you're using Lead Simplify Wonderful, you have that code. If you're not using Lead Simplify, you can use the short code and use the free form that comes with the install.
Yeah.
So it just makes it one step easier for people that starting out, they can't get into Lead Simplify right now, or they have a different form that they want to use.
We had a little bit of feedback from a few people saying, look, I'm starting out in this. I want Lead Simplify, but I can't afford to get that as well as a DFY Magic theme. And so we took that feedback on board and wanted to include a free web form that's built into WordPress. And then at any time, you can come back to your magic form and just replace that data for Lead Simplify when you're ready. So it just means that if you're going straight down, initially down the rank and rent route, and you're going to rent your site out, you can do that first. And then if someone stops renting it, you go, okay, I now want to do advanced stuff. I want to get into setting the leads. That's where you need Lead Simplify. And then you can change the web form up for Lead Simplify. You can use the whole Lead Simplify system for managing your calls. So it just makes life a bit easier, really, for those that are just starting out. They just want to put a phone number up and use it in a more simple way. Yeah, I love that, Don. One small step for DeFiers, one giant leap for mass pages.
But there's more. We still have the bamboo steamer to throw in. We also added in a generic logo that's not DFY to the header and the footer, so that it's just a generic home services looking truck. And you guys can still go in and change those, but now with that, it's a placeholder logo image that you can change, or you can leave it. It's not labeling anything. It doesn't mean anything, but that way you come already out of the box with the logo in the footer, and then the favicon for the site. Which again, it's just generic. It doesn't mean anything. You can change it by having something there. You can then go figure out how to change it to what you want it to be. And again, the sign, the banner on the right in the footer is going to link to a separate contact page for contacting the owner that's selling websites, which is you. So we'll have two contact pages. And that'll go to the second page. So it's up to you to add the additional form of how you want them to contact you. Or did we add that form in, Stephen? I don't remember what we did there.
I think on the Gardener one, we haven't added it yet. I think we got to do the update on HVAC with the image, with this image at the on here to the generic. And I think we're going to move that contact form onto Gardener as well, and then recompile the site so it's included for future builds.
So the idea is for you guys to have a site that's pre-selling your sites with the the banner in the bottom in the footer. And you can leave that on or take it off. It's up to you once you've rented the site or whatever you're doing with the site. But that second contact form is going to be contacting you about website rentals or your website business, your website services. So it just makes it another way to bring leads in without having to work. They come across the site, they see it, they click on it, they contact you.
Yeah. Now, we're going to talk about social media, and there's two ways of doing this. One way is the hard way, right? And that is that you build up the social media pages yourself. You put the bio in, you create the design and everything to it. Or the easy way is the way that I'm going to get Robert to explain now, the easy way, which is going to save you hours of work. We've mentioned it before, and we're going to get the link added to the members area tomorrow at some point. So do you want to take over, Robert, and talk about that?
You know what? It's totally up to you. If you guys want to have your own social media pages for every site that you build and you want to take the time, that's great. Do it. I have no problem with it. I don't. It's a good learning experience. But I'll tell you what, I would never, ever, 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 ever do that for myself again. Not for the money that I spend, 25, 30 bucks. Have the guy, he's on Fiverr. We'll give you the link to his gig. You mentioned Defiers. He gives you a better price. I think several people here have used him, haven't had any problems. He links all of the social accounts that he sets up together. So they're interlinking your social accounts on the social accounts. And the amount of work that you have to do is give him some information in the beginning, be able to contact you with a phone number to get sites verified. The last time I did it, he asked for one code and the rest of it was finished. I gave him a little bio about the company, the Gmail I wanted him to use, the access to LinkedIn to create the page. The rest was done. I think he created seven major social media accounts, and I think it was under $25. I mean, you just, like I said, you guys can do it. You're on your own. You know how to do it. You figure out how to do it, or you just pay to have it done. It's literally a few dollars per account, and he does a better job than I would have ever done.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are products out there as well, like Usign, that you can design your headers and also the footers. But the thing is as well that to create a page in, let me just share my screen again. I'll bring up the right screen there. So if you're to manually do this, then you want to come down and find the pages section. And I always get lost in Facebook since they did the new version. Let's see if we can find, we've got groups. Do a search for pages. And ever since they changed this around, it's made it more fun to create your own. Let's see if we can get to it. And this has completely changed since I last used it, Robert. And I can't remember how to find it in there. So what I'll do, I'll come back to it in a minute because it's been a little while since. Normally I can just click on the button and it used to come up and you create your own pages. I'm just going to check down my list a minute. Here we are, found it. That was fun to find. I'll share my screen again. Right. So under pages, and I'll show you how I got there in a minute, you click create new, and then you give yourself a page name. So if I was a plumber in Bristol, I could probably put Bristol. See if plumbers come up in there. plumbing service. And this description is where you want to get your URL in as well. So you put a little bit of description in here related to your business. So local plumbers, Bristol. You maybe want to get a keyword in here as well, like emergency.
Yeah, write the description as full as you can and make it keyword rich.
24.
And if you're trying to do a location, get the location in there too.
Yeah. And then you put in here you put your website in here, and you want as much detail in here as possible, because this is sort of the bio, the main area. You can go up to 255 characters in there. So I'd spend a bit more time creating that. And then you create your page. And then once it's created, you want to use a product like Usign to design yourself a top main image, and then a small logo image in there. And then after that, it's really creating a few posts to get this going. That is now going to become, when it's all set up, a backlink, and also with a post, you could do a link to your website as well. And so you end up then with a backlink going back to your site, and then you take the URL of your page. So let's see if we can find the right place on here. Click save. So let's finish. It'll take a moment or two. I can't put the code in because I haven't got the number near to me, so we'll worry about that later. I'll put that in later. So on here, you'd enter in, you can edit this and edit the photo, but the main thing is then be able to create a post, and you put your URL into the post. You'd say something like, "Hi, we're your local plumbers for Bristol. More details, head over to this web address," and put the link in there. And then really it's down to just creating some posts and media for this, put some photos up, little bits and pieces like that to promote this. But then when you've got it, you want to grab the URL at the top, and you want to take that URL and go and put it onto your website. So you're linking back to the page, and you can do that through the magic form. And so that then becomes a loop. It comes a link from your site to Facebook, and from Facebook back to your site. And then that will then help boost up. If people leave reviews, the reviews will get linked up to Google My Business, because you'll have the Google My Business link to your website as well. These sort of links are quite safe. So these are the ones you can do direct to your money sites. It's when you're doing other links, like the link services on Fiverr, for an example, that you don't want to send it direct to your money site, because you can do more harm than good on your site. So but what's far easier is and we'll get the link tomorrow in our members area. What's far easier for you guys is actually just to use the service, because he sets the whole lot up for you. How many days did it take, Robert?
It's usually between 3 to 5 days.
Yeah. So 3 to 5 days, and you got yourself, how many social medias was it again?
I think he usually does 6 or 7.
And do you remember the price on it?
If I recall right, he was under $20, and I think I tipped him, so it was like $25 that I paid him.
Right.
But you have to mention Done For You Magic Themes group, the Defiers, # Defier.
Yeah,
is what he'll recognize. But the name of the guy is team_service, and I put the direct contact link in the chat for you guys.
I'll also send it over the groups if you'll let me. hopefully that's gone out as well. And I'll pop into Facebook and do that in a minute as well. So so it's every single social media channel you can have ends up being a link back through to your money site. And the way I've ranked sites in the past is I've taken my money site and I pointed Facebook, Twitter, and some other social media channels at my money site. And then I've also set up a Google My Business listing and a Google My Business website that points back to my money site. And then when it comes to other backlinks, if you're worried about damaging your money site, then point links to like a Google website that then links onto your main money site. It's just a much safer way of doing it. When it comes to Yive sites, you own those links. You control those links yourself. So you can put up as many as you want. And if there becomes a problem, you can go in and remove them. If you paid for a service that gave you 1,000 Web 2.0 backlinks and there was a problem, you can't get back to them to get those links removed. And that's where the problem becomes. And then if your domain name goes down instead of up, as I've had with one of my customers, we've had to use a new domain name to get him back on page 1 again. And unfortunately in life, there's a tactic that I used to know of a web developer using, where he would pay for spam backlinks to the competitors' sites so they could outrank them. But Google is actually getting a bit wise to it. They can tell the sites that people are using on purpose to try and damage other sites. So I think that it will become a thing of the past, which is why locality is really important when you come to doing the stuff with your site. So the way I'm going to do, we shared that, and I realized I haven't switched off the free groups. So they've had a bit longer than normal, and we're going to say goodnight to all the free groups and stay in the inner circle only.